Hi Tarot Tribe, it's Ethany and welcome to day 18 of the 31 days of tarot, talking about the tarot. I've lost it, I've gone loony. Alrighty. So today's prompt is, do you feel a connection to your cards? And the reason why it's in bunny ears is because connection is a very personal thing, and it can be explained and experienced, it's explained and experienced differently for everyone. Just like how you could ask 12 different tarot readers for their interpretation of a card or a spread, you would get 12 different answers probably. It may be the same kind of like feeling, but I imagine that we would all have a very different way of doing things and a very different way of seeing things. Cultural perspective, environment, experience, all that kind of stuff comes into play. So connection, yes, for me, I do feel a connection to my cards. I feel a connection on many levels. So I feel a connection to a deck. So I first feel a connection in regards to whether I jive or vibe with the deck or if I don't. So for example, I recently purchased the Fairy Tarot by Doreen Virtue, and I did not connect with that deck at all. I've done an unboxing video and I have subsequently given that deck away. I just didn't know what's up. I've never owned one of her decks. Well, it's been a long time. Right back at my beginning of my journey, I owned her fairy one, and I bought my sister her unicorn oracle. I couldn't get that word out. Oh my god! But it's just not for me. It's just she just doesn't vibe for me, and that's cool, man, because she vibes for a gazillion other people. I'm just not her tribe, and that's cool. But then things like the Lumina Tarot or the Star Child Tarot, I just like have this like complete like oh my gosh moment of just like in loveness. The Morgan Greer is the same for me. I love that deck. The Spiral Tarot is the same for me. I love that deck. God, and there's a ton of like I've got so many decks. I probably have too many. I've been thinking about that and how I'm going to spend time with them all this year, and it's just like and I keep seeing cards on people's feeds and going like, oh, I've got that deck. I need to really spend some time with that deck. So that's a whole different discussion. But yes, I do feel a connection, and I feel connection with the system itself in regards to the fact that it is such a beautiful spiritual system, and it is meant to be that reflection of the book of life and the archetypes that we meet, and that the stages of life that we can go through, and the interactions that we have, and the experiences and the lessons that we learn. And I just freaking love that. I love that there's nothing else on earth that I've found that does that. There are other divinatory systems like the runes and things like that, but I just don't feel like it's as it's not as visual, it's not as like tangible for me. And then I feel connected to cards, of course. Like I feel connected to the King of Wands, who for me is so the father of my child. Every time I see that, I think of him. And then I feel a connection to the Queen of Swords, because she's my card in regards to the position of myself in life, and my sign being Gemini. And then I feel a connection to the Knight of Swords, because he is the Gemini card, and that warrior card. I feel a connection to my Beyonce card, my Nine of Pentacles, and that's my theme card for the year. So yes, I totally feel a connection to my cards. I feel a connection to them individually. I feel a connection to them as a whole. I feel a connection to different decks in different ways. I love that Owl 513. Gosh, I got such a girl crush on you. You have no idea. No idea. I could listen to you talk all day, by the way. I'll put a link to her channel below as well. If I don't put that in immediately, please remind me, because I record these days ahead. I love the fact that she has prompted me to look at things seasonally more. And I'm like, doy, I'm a witch. Why am I doing that? But like how to move through the wheel of the year through tarot and oracle decks. There's a season, reason, or a lifetime, right? And I think that's also with the tools that we use in our spiritual lives. So yeah, I do feel a connection, and I want to hear about yours. I'm looking forward to watching them. And if I don't leave you comments immediately on your videos, I am trying to get around to them. I usually binge watch YouTube when I can, so I go through and do it then. But thank you so much for all your lovely comments and for joining me on this journey. So that's been my prompt for today, my answer for today. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for day 19.